So this event is about Do Not Track. It's based in the discussion about the e-privacy directive, or Directive 2002/58, and some of its more controversial articles that many people feel maybe aren't adequately implemented. It's also about how such implementation can occur and whether the efforts made by the World Wide Web Consortium in the context of the Do Not Track standard are sufficient to ensure the proper application of the law and the rights to the European citizens that the legislators have decided at the European level and at the national level.
It seems to me that why do we worry about tracking? You can see at least three reasons. One is it leads to creepy alignment between the things I think I'm thinking privately and the stuff that comes up in ad banners on my screen. And I would suggest that this thing about creepiness or uncanny humanoid behavior or an ability to read my mind, these are things which as a society we just don't want to have. We are human beings, and if it makes us feel uncomfortable, it's a bad thing. I would also argue that long run for businesses it's a bad thing to give me feelings like that, but sometimes in the short term quarterly profits take over. Secondly, there's a danger, and this goes to the integrity of the information base for functioning democracy. There's a risk that if I'm being tracked, people will be able to curate my environment, to boost my prejudices, to deny me full data in areas of concern, and that as a result, I won't be seeing a true picture of the world, and so whatever I think will not be the truth. And in both respects, I think what's going on is we worry that the system is gaming us. We worry that we have become more vulnerable because of the empowerment that data and internet access combine to give us. So the first thing I would say is we shouldn't assume that Do Not Track is a small, techie, regulatory issue. It's a very good paradigm of the different futures that the internet and data technologies can bring us.
First, innovation is fine, digital marketing is fine, advertising is fine, but the law sets restrictions. Legal requirements are not complicated. They're about transparency and user control. And in the EU, Do Not Track means do not collect without my consent. The second point is that the technical requirements are not complicated either. The technical requirements for devices and software in devices are such that the consent of a user may be expressed by using appropriate settings in a browser or other software and devices. The third point is that if industry wants to play ball, it is time to innovate now and take consent seriously. So to sum up my introduction, first point is the EU law sets restrictions. Do not track without consent. Second point is the technical answer is simple. The essence of user control lays in a user-centered design of new technology. And third, it's time for industry to innovate and take consent seriously and incorporate Do Not Track squarely within the self-regulatory framework.
So looking to Do Not Track, what is simple in Do Not Track is a technical specification. All the rest is very complicated. Where it becomes complicated is what is the effect of this. There are widely diverging views. What does Do Not Track mean? Does it mean do not share tracking data? So does it mean do not use tracking data for marketing? Does it mean avoid profiling? All these questions are not so clear. So the scope of Do Not Track, is it something that applies to advertising only, or is it something that is much broader and that is more generally related to the secret of communications? That question, big debates.
IFLA, my organisation, develops the international standards and policies for libraries, and these sorts of issues, data protection particularly, are increasingly on the agenda for librarians, and we actually have to understand quite a great deal of law in our day-to-day jobs in order to be able to function properly. Libraries and information services should respect the privacy of their users and recognise that the resources they use should remain confidential. So we take a very principled stand. But of course, in this debate, a lot of our principles are going to come up against the reality of life on the internet. And with the context of DNT, we're talking about the balance between privacy and the ability of commercial organisations to track online behaviour in order to target advertising or sell more goods. So librarians know that activities in the library cannot take place independently of this situation, and of course many of our users will use Google, will use Facebook, will be using our services to engage in online commerce. And we fully understand that the ability of companies to provide services for free is based on their ability to utilise personal data. We've talked a little bit about self-regulation. I want to focus just my main point on really something which I think we should be looking at to complement whatever solution we find to this problem, and to talk about how consumers or users can regulate themselves in this context and how libraries can help.